Welcome to Radiant Wellness and Health. I'm Ilana Santiago. This podcast is a structured exploration of longevity, not as performance optimization and not as anti-aging theater, but as the preservation of clarity, identity, and cognitive resilience across decades. In a culture obsessed with extending lifespan, we rarely pause to ask a quieter question: what is the quality of the years we are protecting? Today, we begin at the foundation. Why brain health, not cosmetic youth, not metabolic metrics alone, is the true core of longevity? Most longevity conversations begin with the body: cholesterol, body composition, VO2 max, glucose monitoring, supplement stacks. These metrics matter, but they are not the center, because the brain governs memory, emotional regulation, decision-making, identity, relationship presence, executive function. When clarity declines, independence shifts. When memory fades, identity changes. When emotional steadiness erodes, relationships feel different. Longevity without cognitive resilience is not vitality. It is extension without preservation. The brain is not the final chapter of aging. It is the organizing system behind all of it. Subtle neurological changes begin earlier than most people expect. After 40, we may see gradual changes in processing speed, shifts in sleep architecture, increased inflammatory sensitivity, hormonal transitions affecting neurotransmitters, greater vulnerability to chronic stress. None of this is catastrophic. Much of it is expected. But expected does not mean irrelevant. The brain is metabolically demanding. It consumes a disproportionate amount of the body's energy. It is deeply influenced by sleep, blood sugar stability, hormone balance, and inflammatory load. Longevity strategies that ignore the brain's biology are incomplete, and fragmented interventions, even expensive ones, cannot compensate for structural neglect. Many high-achieving women are already investing in wellness: red light therapy, cryotherapy, NAD infusions, adaptogenic supplements, longevity retreats. But without integration, wellness becomes accumulation. The brain does not respond best to isolated inputs. It responds to systems: sleep architecture, circadian alignment, metabolic regulation, hormonal stability, stress modulation, cognitive engagement. When these operate cohesively, resilience increases. When they operate independently, results plateau. Longevity is not a stack. It is an architecture. At Radiant Wellness and Health, longevity is reframed, not as "how long can I live?" but as "how long can I remain clear, present, emotionally steady, and mentally independent?" The goal is not to avoid aging. The goal is to design aging well. Brain health becomes a daily structure, a decade-based strategy, a monitored process, a protected asset. This requires discernment. It requires evidence, and it requires restraint. Not every intervention is necessary. Not every trend is supported. Not every biomarker needs obsession. But the brain does require attention. Longevity is often marketed as optimization. Here, we will treat it as preservation, clarity, memory, presence, selfhood. Because the most profound measure of health is not how long you live. It is how fully you remain yourself while doing so. Thank you for joining me for this first episode of Radiant Wellness and Health. If this perspective resonates, I invite you to explore our foundational guide on brain aging and structured cognitive longevity. Until next time, protect your clarity, design your decades, and remain radiant.